Hey, good evening, people. I'm coming to you today right before we do our segment of Pttfl. I just want to say my condolences to Mike Baldwin and his mom. This is coming from the league. From all teams, we share our condolences and our prayers to your family. If you need us, we're here for you. Guys, this is like a heartbreak for this man. Anybody who lost their mom, they understand the conditions and how your mom is so much as the brick of every family and what she pulls and what she holds together. So I just like to say, Mike, I love you, man. Keep your head up, and we're here for you. Thank you.
Good evening, Blade Brown here. I want to thank Steve for that heartfelt message. We all really feel bad about what happened with Mike and his family, and our prayers definitely go out to Mike. We will be taking up a collection at the field Sunday for Mike and his family. Anybody's welcome to give. It doesn't matter. It's just something to just say, Mike, we love you, and basically, it's just a heartfelt gift, and you know how it is, we men. But, you only get one mom, and our prayers go out to you and your family on the loss of yours. On today's Bottom Line, I want to personally congratulate the season's individual award winners. I want to say a few words about each of them. But before I start, I want to mention the fact that the league has many guys on many teams that could have won these awards. I mean, literally, you have 13 teams, and on each team there's an MVP. There's a guy on each team that if you take him away from that team, they will be different. They'll be lacking. They'll be missing something. So I say that to say that these awards just go to exemplify that the league that is full of stars has a couple of guys whose stars shine a little bit brighter than others, and we're here to recognize them. First up, I want to talk about the league MVP, Gene Wright. We all know Gene's story. He came in the league a few years back, about 2009 or 10, I believe. He played with the Assassins, the Army team, basically, and he was an unknown. He moved over to the UT franchise. He worked his way up through the ranks, and he started to learn the game, and he progressed to the point where, he was a value playmaker for a championship team with UT. Last season, Gene felt as if his time as the little brother on a team was up, and he wanted to move on to a team where he can make a difference, where he can be that guy on the team. He had a lot of naysayers. He had a lot of guys that didn't think he could do it, and we won't call any of those guys out. I'll personally tell you that I thought Gene still had a little ways to go, and I want to thank him for proving me wrong, because Gene went over to the 49ers. And all I can say is that, he went over there and made the best of a great situation under Rocket over there. He took basically a new franchise and put them on his back and propelled them to 4th place in overall league standings, which equates to 2nd place in their division, made them a contender, made them a team that's on the tip of everybody's tongue in every conversation this season. He did this while playing offense and defense. He did this while being a leader on the field. And basically, he bought in the Rockets concept and led by example. Gene, I want to congratulate you on a job well done. You earned this award. Moving on to Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year is Tyreek Smith. Listen, what can I say about this guy? He is excitement personified. Tyreek was picked up by my team, the Falcons, in week 2. Falcons was amidst a hell of a storm as far as the quarterback position was concerned. I mean, season was basically in the toilet. They was at the bottom looking up, and bam, like a breath of fresh air, this guy came into the team, and he just took the league by storm immediately. He was new to the flag game, so there was a transition period. He suffered 2 early losses in 2 games where he played good enough to win. But, it was just little things that he didn't grasp yet, and went back to the drawing board, sat down with myself and Mel Moss, the other coach, and we just picked apart the offense, and and put in some plays that we felt would help make him better. And he brought in a couple of his own plays, and what can I say? Since then, he's been nothing but amazing. He's been on a season-ending 6-game win streak. He's thrown 20 touchdowns. He really turns the ball over, and he single-handedly turned the Falcons season around. I can say that I'm happy for this young man. I'm proud to block for him, and I look for nothing but great things for him in the future. Congratulations to Tariq Smith on your award, the Rookie of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Jerome Rogers Jr. Of all the award races, this by far was the tightest race. I mean, it literally came down to the last day. When all the other races were decided basically 2 days prior, and I mean, you're talking about landslides and all the other races. This one was really the one where guys were split up the most. And I gotta say that although Jerome beat out one of my personal players and one of my personal favorite guys in the Sheed Parker, I have to say that this is probably one of the most well-deserved awards that I've given out during my tenure as commissioner. Consummate professional is the word that I would use to describe Jerome Rogers Jr., also known as Rome. If there's anybody in the league that you think of as who is the guy on defense that you don't want to go up against, this would have to be him. I mean, he doesn't talk a lot, but you know he's out there. He's by far the best flag puller in the league, in my opinion. If not the best, he's at least in the top 3. He commands the defense for the Cobras. He plays the linebacker position, and he can cover pretty much every aspect of that position. I mean, it's a lot I can say about Rome. He's a quiet guy. He's very selfless. I mean, if you see him out there, probably the quietest guy on the field. Half of you young guys could stand and take a page out of his book. Just watch him. I mean, he just goes about his business with a businessman-like manner, and he gets the job done year in and year out. What can I say? I'm proud of him, and I'm happy to give him this award. He definitely deserves it, and in the minds of others as well as my own, it's long overdue. Coach of the Year, Steve the Rocket Johnson. Sidebar: if Steve is the Coach of the Year, Blake Brown should be the GM of the year. He knows why. Anyway, Rocket defied all odds and took a team that seemed as if they were just a ragtag mosh posh of players and put them together and came out with what could be only described as a chef's recipe. I mean, he made them contenders in only their second year existence, and it's not a fluke. I mean, they're well prepared. They go out there and they execute the game plan, and you can see where Rocket has implemented his own style on the game. You know, his coaching style may not be looked upon by others with the most favorable eye, you know, rumors around, you know, with rumors aside. Rocket has done a great job with these guys. He set aside his own personal playing time to nurture and cultivate other players, where he could be on the field playing receiver, center, and even quarterback. He's allowed the young guys to go out there and learn the position under him, and under his tutelage, all of them flourished. I mean, what can you say about a guy who's second year in the league as a coach, and they were second in their division. They earned a first round bye. I mean, they're legitimate championship contenders. Rocket, you earned the award. You won by a landslide. I mean, next up behind you was myself, actually, and you could times my votes by 3 and you still would have beat me. I mean, what can I say? Congratulations, Rocket. You definitely earned the award. Next up is the Living Legend Award. This is going to Dave Butler. The Living Legend Award is given to the guy who, number 1, is still living, and number 2, is perceived to have done enough in this league to transcend not only the past, but the present. Dave Butler is that guy. I mean, you look at him. He's played in the league. He was great in the league. I mean, you can say what you want about him. He was great when he was in the league. He's a former champion, and we all know how good he was. I mean, he was so good. I mean, the guy was basically a pro. I mean, listen, the guy was good. If there's another way to describe him besides good, then that's him. The Dave of today is colorful. I mean, from his glasses to his onside, his sideline commentary, he's just colorful. He's good for the league. I mean, young guys, if you have a chance, talk to him. Preferably before you get the corn liquor in him, and he can give you some real good words of wisdom, man. He can tell you what's going on with your game. He can tell you what's wrong with your game, what you need to work on. I mean, listen, it's a lot of guys playing now that's great that couldn't hold this man's jock when he was playing. That's all I'm going to say about Dave Butler. Dave, we talked about this, and we'll probably talk about it again. I mean, you one of my personal players from the days of old, and right now you one of the best guys out there week in and week out, and you show me a lot of love, and right now I'm giving you this love back with this award, and it's one that I think that you greatly deserve. Listen, Flair, Pttfl world, excuse me, I'm just a little caught up right now. An award is just something that's recognition for things you do, basically. The awards we give out here are given out as a result of a poll taken by your peers. There's no favoritism in the Pttfl, there's no bias, and basically, if you do the job out there, you go out there and you play hard, you will be recognized. These guys were recognized by their peers, and in 2015, they were the brightest stars in the league. If you see them, say congratulations to them. Shake their hand, give them power back to hold that boy, and just let them know that you appreciate everything they've done for them this year, and wish them luck in the future. This is Blade Brown. This has been the bottom line. As always, I ask you to be better men today than you were yesterday. Be fathers to your children. Raise them. By all means, raise them. By all means, keep your head on a swivel.
Good afternoon. This is Kareem with Ream Rants. A few rants I have this weekend. I'm going to make it short. It was kind of over the time limit last week, and Blade let me know about myself. My first rant got to go out to these Chargers who's feeling fluffy. Then brought out their new attire, their new wear for the winter collection. Gonna be going home soon as fuck. I can't put it out the back of my mind on how much shit these guys are talking. Not just about me, but about my teammates. How they gonna injure Booger. How my OG wearing a bucket hat with a denim set on, walking his dog.
Arm and bills.
Stretched no bills. This shit just getting to me, man. It's getting tiring, man. How about we hush our mouth and play football, gentlemen? Because come Sunday, you got a big task on your hands. Starting with this D-line that's coming straight up that ass.
That's them calling now.
I would like to have my second rant towards them cops that came in, sat down, enjoyed a little bit of football, then proceeded to go outside, call for backup, and start writing tickets on people's vehicles.
Bitch ass.
No way in hell we have a great game going on, then you gotta come out and worry about paying a goddamn fine. And shout out to you cops, because one of the guys that got a ticket was the Chargers quarterback. Fucking appreciate you all the way, guys.
Yeah, 215.
215, man. He was 1 day away from not getting a ticket, but the motherfucker got the ticket anyway, man. I would like to thank my OG Rocket for acting like Johnny Cochran on the spot out there. A true activist. A true brother, man. But next time, please give up that fight for they pull out the batons and whoop your ass, my man. My next rant will have to be on Rakim, man. I don't know what the fuck you was doing after you scored, but the demons was inside you, my brother. We understand a touchdown dance, but walk to the cemetery talking to yourself? What the fuck is up with you, man? But I love you, man. I love you truly, man. I'm going to end it on that note. Like I always say, man, I appreciate everything that goes on in the Pttfl. The stage is set high, thanks to Blade Brown and the others that's behind doors. Have a good night. This is Rain Reigns.
Now here's Dave Butler, moment of the week. Brought to you by Coors Light with the Horse Light.
Give me a shot. Go. Wait, you ready? Go ahead, D, baby. On you. On you.
2015 playoffs. Some people make it, some people don't. But that's the way love goes. I'm glad to see the teams that won today. Let's see, can they win next week in the Pttfl championship. Dave Butler, speaking from the Hall of Fame. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you moan. Oh, Mary, better leave the love alone. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Talk to you from the top side.
Good evening. We're back. We're shooting live from X marks the spot, 6364 Stanton Avenue. If you got time, come on down here, join the live studio audience. This is where we'll be shooting from here on out. We got food, we got drinks, laughs, whatever you want to have. Next up, we're going to do one of my favorite spots. It's called FOH, which is short for fuck out of here, of course. Y'all already know. It could be a term of endearment or it could simply mean get the fuck out of here. Hopefully for your sake, it's the former and not the latter. This week, we're going to do the playoff version of fuck out of here, and we're going to spotlight a few players. But first up, I want to give a huge fuck out of here to the Seminoles. Hey, listen, I played against these guys on Sunday. I don't kick nobody when they down. But anytime the best two players on your team are these two kids right here, you can get the fuck out of here. They got Fire and Ice at quarterback, and he was all ice. Boo, boo. You, Chris Breezy. You must have been filming with Jeezy. Matt, we already know where you was at. You was in the Bahamas. You can get the fuck out of here. You missing an accent ass nigga. The only person that showed up was Coach Ben. Everybody else? Next up, I want to point out two players from the Knights. What can I say about the Knights? They show up to every game. They play hard. They embody what this league is all about. And they'll be back to get 12 more ass kickers in the squad. But what I want to point out to you is these two niggas. Yes, I'm going to show you again. These two niggas are on the same team.
Stop playing.
They are both Knights. They're guarding each other. This is what happens when you don't have jerseys. When you go in the huddle and he has on a black shirt, he has on a blue thermal, and he has on red socks. You go in the huddle, you call the game plan. Everybody knows the snap count. You come out, the snap goes great, and then this happens. You guard your own fucking man. Why? Because you're not dressed alike. You don't know he's on your team. The Knights can get the fuck out of here if they don't get some goddamn jerseys for the spring. Listen, I'll give you a tax break on your league fee. Get some goddamn shirts, man, with some real numbers and not no fucking spray paint on the back. Boz, you my man, I appreciate what you're doing, but I saw that you had your name spray painted on the back of your shirt circa 1996. Get the fuck out of here, man. You up there selling cars on Germantown Avenue, giving motherfuckers rides with Uber and shit, and you can't buy no damn shirts. You all in the poppy store. We played y'all, we wore our black shirts. Y'all had white fucking t-shirts, V-necks at that. Come on, man. It's the last time I'm gonna tell you, boss. Other than that, you're a great guy. Love your organization, man. And you know, hey, many more ass whoopings on deck. Especially if you don't get some fucking jerseys. Next up is an anonymous fuck out of here to the aforementioned Seminoles. It seems that during their playoff game versus the Falcons, an anonymous phone call was placed to Vern, seen here with a cell phone in his hand at halftime. It was an apparent cry for help. They said, okay, 2 of the referees are former Noles. We're gonna get some help in this damn game. If you look closely at the picture, Vern can be seen laughing his fucking ass off as he tells the caller to get the fuck out of here. You will take this ass whipping like a man. Once again, the best 2 players in that game was these 2 young fellas. Hey, Ocho, shout out to you, man. You got 2 great looking kids there. You should have had 6 more of them out there. The next fuck out of here goes to my man Caesar, also known as Chaos. You may know him as Elijah Daniels. He's serving drinks out the local Tex-Mex. You know, hey, if I was you, I would order my drinks from the next bartender, because this guy's hands is fucked up. I don't want him putting lemons in shit that belong to me. But he didn't get the FOH for that. He got the FOH for this unseemly pose. I'm saying, we've all been known to, put our hands on our hips as we survey the field. But as I inspect this photo, he just looks too damn comfortable. I mean, he's got the knee out, he got the heel up, and he's in full hip. You know what I mean? With full hip. He's not here with it, he's here with it. Like, girl. I'm just saying, Chaos, this, last week you went on record and said you get a lot of hoes, you're driving hoes cars and shit. You're the hoe in this picture, and you can get the fuck out of here. The next fuck out of here goes to Richard Mellowtime Dixon. This guy has taken a beating for rating men. What I mean by rating men, he actually sits around and says, hey, this guy's a 4, that guy's a 10. Who does that, right? Some gay shit. Apparently, he was spotted at Sunday's game. Here. This is him. If I can get a close-up on him. With a huge smile on his face as he's surrounded by a plethora of men. I mean, I'm looking at this guy's face. I mean, he got the Bill Cosby moccasins on. He got on sweatpants with no pockets. You know what that means. Cold free. I mean, he just looks too happy. It's raining men all around him and he couldn't be happy. He's happier than a faggot in Boys Town, and he doesn't have on any drawers. Richard Mello Dixon, you get the fuck out of here, you big faggot. The last fuck out of here goes to Chance. Chance Prowess. I don't know if that's his real name, that's what he puts up. Whose fucking last name is Prowess, right? We call him OU1. Now, OU1 can actually get the fuck out of here for 1,000,001 things. This guy's as weird as it comes. He talks to himself. He puts up posts and he responds to them from anonymous emails written in the same verbiage as the one that he put up. You know what's up, basically. The he's a nutball. But what he can get the fuck out of here for this week is this. He was seen at Sunday's game. I don't know, I'm gonna get my producer to amplify the vision for you. With a sign advertising for players. Apparently, he's tired of playing for other teams and he's decided to throw his hat into Pttfl as a GM/coach. He's gonna put his own team together. That's fine. But this is not the way to do it. You're sitting out there. I mean, if you thought you were lonely then, you damn sure lonely now in that picture. Ain't nobody playing for you. I mean, you look like one of Jerry's kids out there with that damn sign out there. I mean, you had your email address and you had the 3 C's up there. Come on, man. Listen, OU1. If you want to get a team together, join the 21st century, man. Join the electronic wave. Put it on the internet. Go on Facebook. Talk to yourself. Do what you've been doing. But you cannot sit at the field and put a fucking sign up. I mean, I thought you was over there collecting tips. What the fuck is I thought you was doing? You sitting on a suitcase. I mean, listen, man, you just look ridiculous. And then I want to know, I mean, if I can get a spotlight on his wrist. He has his team's playbook on his wrist. What the fuck, man? I mean, literally. Listen, man, some of this stuff, you know, I can't make up. I go around, my street team is everywhere. They bring me hundreds and hundreds of things, and I go through them, and I find that the ones that I think, you know, are just the most weirdest, and that right there, it has to top the list. You're not even playing. Why do you have the wrist playbook on your, I don't know. Listen, that's you, do your thing. If you're coming in, good luck to you. But right now, you can get the fuck out of here. Watch what you post. Watch what you say. Most importantly, watch what you do. Because I'm on your ass. Pause. That's what the young boys say. They say pause, right? Right, studio girl, ain't that what they say? Kiki, ain't that what they say, Kiki? All right. I want to leave y'all with this. Because, you know, I've been working, you know, I'm taking night classes, and I'm going to be saying it in Spanish for all my Spanish viewers out there, you know, Telemundo. Work with me now. Vete a la mierda fuera de aquí. In other words, you can get the fuck out of here. This is
Y'all already know what it is. It's playoff time. We war ready.
Woo!
Count it.
Yeah, Pttfl playoffs. It's in full effect. Dirty Bird number 88. And he had the 5th.
Is it Pttfl playoffs? Are we charged up?
Y'all already know what it is. Most hated team in the league. Playoff time. Big players make big plays.
Hey, it's Blade Brown. Sitting in for Randy today, you know, doing the interviews and whatnot. I'm joining the studio today with my man Mo. What's up, Mo? Damn, look at him. If y'all know Mo, you know, enforcers don't get a lot of airtime. You know, you don't see him in a lot of pictures.
None.
He's the general manager, coach, spiritual leader, physical leader. Well, sometimes he's the physical leader, you know, when he's in town. But he's the physical leader of the team. You know, he's the mastermind. He put everything together. And, you know, we're glad he came in today, you know, because we want to talk to him about some stuff. So we're gonna jump right in, Mo. First of all, like I said, thanks for coming in. You know, I see you all banged up there and everything. You wanna let the people know what's going on with you?
Fresh out of surgery. Old shit. Just decided to clean it up. So, you know, just had to go handle it, man. You know, got grown-up things to do.
So you picked second week of the playoffs to get surgery.
This was supposed to be the third week of the playoffs.
But you know, I gave the schedule out back in July.
We had a rain date.
Okay,
We got a rain date.
I'm just saying, you know, it's some people out there, you know, I've been inundated with calls, tweets, Facebook posts and stuff, and according to the masses, you couldn't have picked a better time. Well, the worst time, depending on who you ask, you know, to get the surgery. I mean, you know, I know you're a warrior, you know, I mean, you can play with me anytime. So I know it's no way in hell that you would personally submarine your team's efforts by scheduling a surgery on what happens to be the most important week of your team's history. Talk about it.
This is planned back when I had my Achilles. This surgery was planned back in July.
Now, we were in the studio audience, you know, before the show, and you were mentioning the Aflac. Now, is it possible that you couldn't get the surgery rescheduled because your Obama plan didn't allow for it?
When I called, they told me the next one was 2 months, which would be unacceptable because I got a newborn baby in the house.
Now, by my calendar, congratulations on the new baby.
Yeah.
But by my calendar, 2
Well, not
months.
here yet. I'll be here every year in a month.
Right. She's still
Baby,
expecting.
yeah, baby in a way, so.
By the way, I love the whole Moroccan themed baby showers.
Yeah, thanks.
It was wonderful. That was you with the sandals on, the thong sandals. It looked great. But yeah, you know, by my calendar, 2 months from now will be January. Once again, back to the Obama plan. You had to hurry and get it because your insurance would have ran out on New Year's.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I understand these things, you know. So let's jump right into football. A few weeks ago, you sent me what amounted to a very emotional.
I'm an emotional guy. Emotional. Let me get that.
It's obvious you wear your emotions on your
Yeah, I'm a
sleeve.
very emotional guy.
So, you know, when I read the message you sent me, I started crying. You know, I was like, well, damn, Mo's leaving. You know, and first of all, I want to personally say to you, I don't appreciate you making me print retraction. But you went on record and said that this was your last season. You weren't
things going on
coming
behind
back.
closed doors.
Let's talk about it.
A little emotional. You know, as the coach, leader, whatever. We win, they love me. We lose, they question what I'm doing.
Right.
So my whole thing is we don't practice, and I have a 19-year-old roster. My best players are 19. My older players just started playing football.
So basically, your older players are shit.
They're athletic, but they have Pop Warner experience that they bring. So I'm constantly having to tell them to do the same things over and over. Instead of being accountable, they get the, oh, we ain't shit. No, we are shit.
So
We have to
basically,
practice.
to coin a phrase from Randy, your 19-year-olds are football players. Your 30 and over crew are just guys that play football.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's a huge difference, and then the age gap doesn't help. You know what I mean? Because
having a
there's a
18-year-old
huge language difference. You know what I mean? You're trying to explain something to this guy, but then you have to totally say it in a different way to this guy. And I understand it could be a lot of confusion in the huddle. Now, there's rumors of rampant drug use within your organization. I know we said we wouldn't talk about this, but this is my show, and I can talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think we should recommend, you know, some random drug screening, you know, some programs, you know, some interventions. You know, maybe, just maybe, this could go a long way to helping bridge the gap between those 19-year-olds and those 30-year-olds. It may just be a case of where they're not using the same drugs. You know, you got your Mollies versus your Quaaludes. You know what I mean? In essence, it's the same thing. They just come in a different bottle. But let's just go back into this. You know, speaking of your players, what players would you consider your core players? And what can you do to build around them?
My core players, I love them. I would consider Q, of course, Jeff, Aaron, my son. Those are my core young guys, and they're not the ones making the mistakes. I have to talk to them all. They're not making the mistakes all the time. It's a blown coverage. And the games we're actually in against the teams that we came close to, like the Rhinos, the Warhawks, those are blown coverages that got blown. Those are things that could be handled in practice, but we don't practice.
Right.
So in essence, they're learning on the field.
Right.
So the younger guys, they're not doing that bad. We're just a little thin. They have to play both ways. It seems like when the fatigue kicks in, or we get a little behind
Or the
crowd,
drugs.
or you know the fatigue kicks in, and you know the morale gets a low. The guys lose mental focus,
Right.
And at those crucial moments, the blown curve. Not the games when we just get the floor, the polish with us. That's just a whole nother.
Yeah, I agree with you. Sometimes you rather just get the crap beat out of you than lose by something stupid.
The ones the 6 game, the 14, and I'm like, yo, we was in this coverage and you wasn't there. Well, I saw this guy open. What are you worried about that guy open for? That's not your job. And that's a conversation every week I'm having. Every week with a different play every week.
Yeah, you know, I get that.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
as a coach and a guy that runs a team, you know, I definitely understand that, and I feel your pain. And you know, it seems practice is the word. It's more like a disease in the Pttfl. You know what I mean? It's like you say the word practice, and guys, everybody's got to work.
I didn't understand it.
But nobody has referee money on Sunday. You know,
nobody has referees.
Everybody has to work.
Me and my man David,
nobody has referee money.
We pretty much pay the referees all by ourselves every week. Maybe like a couple dollars from other guys. The young guys, they look. Ref money, dude. I don't even look at them more. The heads just go up in the sky.
Yeah, and that right there is a problem.
Yeah.
But hey, we all have it. We've all been there.
Yeah.
You know, and I look for
It's
you.
hard for the young guys out here. I know that. You know.
And you know, and if they're having babies at young ages and they're not making as much, you know, so
it gets even tighter.
It gets even tighter. I definitely understand.
They all have babies too.
Yeah, but that's why they need guys like us, you know, and Rocket, who won Coach of the Year. You know, we help these guys more than they know.
Yeah.
But they have to understand that, you know, this game of ours is teaching life lessons as well. You know, it's not just football. Right, it's accountability, responsibility, and capability. You know what I mean? We're building capable men in this game that we play. Now, let's talk about your team. You just won a playoff game. I mean, it was against the Barbarians. You went out there. You did what you're supposed to do. Is there like a feeling of resurgence in your locker room? Like, we can do it, you know, going forward as you guys go to face the Warriors?
I mean, they're always like that. I would probably say I'm the guy that's more like, what's the odds of a 19-year-old quarterback with a thin line and inexperienced players going to the championship? I'm more realistic. Let's be real. When was the last time? Not Kamal's a freak.
Right.
I got 19-year-old players. I got about 12 guys. Got about 6 real ball players.
Yeah.
And we're thin. What's the odds of us really going to the championship? Has that been done?
In my time, I can't recall a time when it has been done.
This guys have played this league forever, never going to chip.
Yeah, I'm one of them. You don't have to keep bringing that up.
Yeah.
I'll get there eventually. But yeah, I mean, literally, the more experienced teams are the teams that go.
It's going to kick in. It's going to kick in.
And you expect that.
Yeah.
But there have been times, like you said, Kamal's been an exception. But you know, there are guys that can follow that lead. But like you said, it goes into preparation. You know what I mean?
We don't practice.
And they don't practice.
We don't practice.
They don't understand the importance of that.
So I would say the team is pretty high on morale. I don't say this as I'm saying the camera, they're probably gonna kill me now. But in my mind, I'm like, dude, until we practice and work out the details, the things that we always, when the bullets is popping, we forget what to do. I say it's always gonna happen.
So going into this game, I mean, I know you're a defensive genius. You know, you put the game plan in and just literally frustrated the fuck out of me one day. What's your game plan going up against the Warriors? You know, they got 2 quarterbacks, one is right-handed, one is left-handed, but they both mirror each other. They both make plays off the run. They got Flash, you know, Flash is fast. Flash is what drives their offense. They do a lot of read option. Their receivers, you know, they stretch the field, but, you know, if you can get to the quarterback, you know, that takes away from their ability to make the throws. What's your approach to the game?
Well, every game I think about what their team's strong point is. And I just believe the Warriors' strong point is their attitude and their physicality. So I'm telling them, listen, this is going to be a physical game. If y'all show up lolly-dotty, they're going to muscle you.
Right.
So that's what they seem to be, a muscle team. They're a muscle team with some burners, but they haven't really been going high, deep like that to me. They've been kind of like flash out the backfield, getting physical with the guys. So I'm like, listen, we're not physical this game. They're going to come up, they're going to maul us, they're going to talk shit, they're going to do the woo and all that shit. And that's what we're going to be. So I'm out. I picked the worst time in the world to be out. You know what I'm saying?
The most physical guy on the defense
and
is out.
I picked the worst time. I picked the time, you know, to go out. So it's like, I'm just telling them in our little group, like, listen, it's going to be physical.
He's out. They're going.
Darius is technically the most physical guy on our team.
Roughest team. And you take yourself out. I mean, this shit is just it's just unfathomable, if that's a word. Every week I get a word and I can't pronounce it, and this week it's unfucking fathomable. Mo, I mean, it's just mind-boggling. No matter what we talk about, it just keeps coming back to that. Was it a total lack in confidence of your team's ability to advance that made you just say, okay, I'll get the surgery. We won't be playing anyway. Lo and behold, they surprised you, and now look at you.
It's supposed to be week 3.
You just keep bringing that up.
It's supposed to be week 3.
We're going to move on, Mo. We're going to move on. There's another thing that, you know, you've heard us joke about it on the show a million times, but it's really no joke.
Where the farm?
Yes. Your team seems to be the primary free agent shopping market for the Pttfl. I mean, what is your thoughts on that? I mean, you build these guys up from 19-year-old players. They're green, they come in the league, and by the time they turn 23, it's Heidi-O, gotta go by Mo. You know what I mean? It's like, damn. Just stuck. Is it because you're a small market team? Is it because you got those ugly ass orange uniforms and people just tired of running around looking like the Great Pumpkin? I don't know what the hell is it. I mean, you couldn't even keep OU1 on your team. Look, what does that have to say about you? Come on, Mo. OU1?
I blame the Cobras.
Everybody blames the Cobras.
They see Mark. They don't see Mark 20 years ago what it took for him to become this guy he is. They see the UTs. They don't know these guys have been doing this for 20 years.
Right.
They want to be part. They want to have this fur coat front row of the fight. You know what I'm saying? Watching the fight. They don't want to ride in limousine, the drop top with the champagne. They see Booger run up and down talking his shit. You know, Booger's like their guy. They want to run it.
The Boogettes.
The Boogettes. They got the Boogettes disease. And I'm like, listen, y'all got to put the work in.
In the hole.
Yeah, you got to put the work in to get this. So if you don't practice, how you going to get there? We come to practice, we got 5 guys.
Right.
And I couldn't get I'll put blame on myself. I could get skilled players, but I could never get linemen. That seemed to be my problem.
That is a commodity
years.
in the league. I mean, you really need that triple threat at O-line. I mean, you can have all the speed on the outside if you want that you want, but flag is played from the inside out, so you definitely need that threat on the inside. And I'm sorry, Darius just isn't that guy. I don't want to throw him under the bus. He's a hell of a guy. I love his car, by the way. I'm waiting for him to take me for a ride. Hey, Darius, you know the keys, man. Hey, he's in the audience. You know, he's a hell of a guy. He bought drinks and food. But come on. If that's the best guard you're going to be trotting out,
Darius is the center now.
Oh, he's the center?
That's why That's why you ever heard complain about the center.
Yeah, well, you know what?
I went
sat down, I'll be sure. Because Jamar, I mean, I love the guy, but I mean, come on.
We ain't get no pressure in the middle no more.
That guy couldn't block. I mean, he couldn't block worth a damn. I mean, he get the ball back there, but that was about it. I don't know if he's up there patting his hair while the guy's running by him, whatever, but yeah, he wanted to be off on his own, like I'll be sure. So that's where the hell he's at right now. Good guy, another good guy, but yeah, that position just wasn't good for him. So okay, that was a smart move moving Darius. But okay, now we talked. And you got a guy like Greg, you know, he came to me once and he was like, yeah, I can play guard in this league. And I looked at him, I said, dude, you barely can play D-line.
Yeah.
Stick to one thing, master that, and then you know you can move over. You know, as a person that started out on defense myself, I can tell you there were growing pains for me when I moved to guard. I remember the first year, a guy punched me square in the jewels, and I was like, "Is this what really goes on in the trenches?"
It's real down there.
You know, and here it is 5 years later, and you know I'm still learning. You know what I mean? So Greg's out there. You know, he's a physical guy. He's a little wiry. He's young. He doesn't have all the tools, you know what I mean? It's a combination of footwork and handwork, you know what I mean? Your eyes, everything. And like I said, it's hard to get that player at that guard spot, you know what I'm saying? You know, I look around and it's a couple guards in the league that I emulate every time that I go out. You know, I try to put pieces of their game and add on to mine because, you know, they've been doing it longer than me and they've been great at it. So that's the thing I tell my young guys, like, it's nothing wrong with finding a guy out there and molding yourself behind him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Randy's here. He just showed up. In true Randy fashion, he wants to replace me and move me right along. So I just want to get back to the interview, and I want to say, you know, good luck. You guys definitely got a tall task ahead of you. I know you'll be out there with the clipboard. You know, that's about all you're gonna be doing is holding a damn clipboard. But you know, tell you guys put on a good show, man. I mean,
that's all I ask.
And that's all you can ask for them. You know, and go out there, play hard. It's gonna be physical, so they have to prepare for that. Last but not least, I just want to say that you're a great guy, man.
Thanks, man.
You know, you're an asshole. I don't know, you know, this whole surgery thing got me befuddled, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
That's why I shot like, yo, he's gonna kill me. So my spidey senses went up like
I'm glad you came in here and set the record straight.
I was like, I gotta get up off this couch. I was like,
if you didn't, it'd have been bombs over Baghdad, baby. Hey, this Blade Brown, this Mo, he's signing off, man. Back to you, Randy.
Hey, and welcome on to Keith and up with the commish. Get it, Keith? That's Keith and the commissions, but you can't tell who's who because they don't do shit. But anyway, we're gonna let Keith lead this interview. But first thing first, we're gonna talk about some issues that Keith has. First thing first, Keith. There was a change to the Elite 8 roster and the Warriors roster. Tell us about that, Keith.
First of all, how can you get on a team at week 9 or 10?
Oh, only way to prove that as commissioner, Blade.
Just can't do that. If your team falls out, you can't go to a top contender. You're supposed to go to the bottom.
Hold it, wait.
Am I right?
Didn't your team fall out and you went to a top contender? Talk about it.
That's the beginning of the season.
Talk about it. The pot calling the kettle, calling the kettle, calling the pot.
If I'd have went to your team, would it have been a top contender?
No, we wasn't shit at the beginning of the year. We was 0-2.
I'm talking beginning of the year. The year didn't start yet.
We was on 2. Yeah, we wasn't shit.
Okay. So we cleared that one up?
We cleared it up.
All right, I got all the guys here. What's going on with Ticketgate? I mean, somebody said Keith, somebody said Blaze, somebody said Random.
First of all, I helped out with Ticketgate. The guy was ready to write a ticket. First of all, I don't call tickets at 6 o'clock.
First of all, I've never called the cops ever in my life.
We'll talk about tickets at 6.
But this parking meter bitch right here.
Oh, it's my roast?
You up here with me.
He's going to show the picture while we're talking right now.
This man can be seen writing tickets all over town. Remember that one time when they was ganged up? Remember it was like 75 of them.
Man, remember they got me and she was smiling in the picture about, yeah, I know Keith, he told me to get y'all niggas.
And can I ask you a question?
I got the picture of it.
Is those fucked up Nike boots part of the uniform or those just yours?
These are work. These are work boots. These are work boots. These are work boots.
Well, you know, hey, if he needed some shoes, you know he go play for Rocket.
Yo, Rocket do be tricking. Rocket be tricking and tipping, boy. I tell you that Steve Rocket Johnson. He pay your child support. He get you breakfast. He put you in a Section 8 John, efficiency style type. Steve Rocket got it going on, man. Yeah, child care.
Let's get back to the top of the game.
My thing is, Keith, you got an issue with the Warriors.
I don't have an issue with the Warriors. Why are they worried about us?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have been, oh my God, the studio audience just got great. I just went to the sidewalk. I don't know if you saw what I saw.
It really did.
Okay, this should increase the ratings by 1,000.
But people, when our mergers, started, everybody saying people wasn't gonna get time.
Right.
I see people on the Warriors don't get in.
Well, the Warriors have about 75 people.
Bees never get in.
I
about 75 people.
No, I mean, see, people really, their jerseys don't get dirty until they eat.
The one big light-skinned dude that they got, he did play against the Knights.
Okay, the Knights. Double Nickel don't even get in no more.
But he like a rap posse though. He bring the weed.
Double Nickel don't
I had a boy in the back row of the weed.
Double Nickel don't get in.
By the way,
you know what?
Alcohol brought to you by Marks. This drink cold. I was in the joint down the street. That bar, hot beer.
What I'm saying is, it's like y'all, like y'all little merger. Big man don't even see the field either. We just talk on the side.
Oh, Mac? Moody Mac. That's the same thing he did with the fucking Seahawks.
Yeah,
he get in goal line time.
He get in a little bit.
Oh yeah, no. Moody Mac know his role. He the mouthpiece for the team. He talk y'all get y'all saying. Huh?
And he rolled the weed.
And he catch a touchdown here and there. Yeah, he rolled the weed.
Now let's be serious for a minute.
Let's be serious.
The Warriors, they're primarily made up of the guys from 33rd Street, Strawberry Mansion area. They brought in a couple extra players. I mean, listen, you can't fault them for wanting bodies. You know what I'm saying? You got a 30-man roster. You don't have to play all 30 guys, but they have 30 guys. They got 2 guys at every position. They don't get in. It's guys on your team that don't fucking get in.
James Bohannon.
Well, in the beginning of the season.
James Bohannon, you in your prime.
Name one.
James Bohannon. He in his prime.
Studio audience, stop coming at my
Carl
man.
Bohannon.
Watch him out.
Carl Bohannon.
He's not here.
Matter of fact, the only Bohannon that plays is come on.
Oh, Frankie get
That's
in.
full-fledged lie.
Frankie get in. We all have a rotation.
Excuse me. When we want comments from the audience, we'll turn the camera around. We'll point it to
I got this. We have rotation. What are you talking about?
I know who don't rotate. I know
who?
Rich
Mello Dixon.
That's why I know y'all winning. When y'all went by 30, I see Rich in. Yeah, you know it. I ain't winning by 30. Ain't winning by 30.
Keith, I don't get out the game.
You need to get out the game.
Y'all don't pass the ball on. That's why y'all got a donut at the beginning of the season.
Ooh. That's because we had their linebacker playing quarterback.
What linebacker?
You're right.
Carleaf Ham.
Carleaf Ham? Oh, Ham's not here right now. He's currently at work.
Talk about it.
Yeah. Wait a minute. You try to still earn too, though, but who you quarterback now? Reek. Will he be this Sunday?
Woo! You want to do that? That was the question. Oh, speaking of Warriors, here we go.
Excuse me, bro.
I want one of them. The Warriors are in the building. I want one of them to sit right here.
I'm going to the back now because it's about to get crazy up in here. He's out of control. Man, out of control. This whole party's out of control.
Baby, listen. Right, they just struck the shit house and it stinks. Okay. Hey Keith, I just want you to know we don't have any security here, so you might want to watch what you say to these guys because if the punches start flying, I'm going that way. You know.
Hold up my bag. I'm sitting here for you. They go to jail. I know you get the haircut that too.
I want to welcome you guys. You know, hey, Matt's been here before. Chris, Dream, Roller. I'm gonna need you to move over a little bit. You know, if you want to be in the show, you know, you just look like an extra over there. You know, so we sit here and Keith was talking about, you know, things that we brought up in the past about the Warriors, and it's about your depth. I mean, literally, you guys are literally stretching this 30-man roster limit. What's going on over there? You got 30 fucking guys when only 8 people can touch the field at a time. What's going on? You got 2 people at every position.
And the Bees.
And Bees, yeah. Don't forget a Bees, you know what I mean? Bees is a great guy. Hey, Bees, I love you. But, I mean, where do you fit in this equation? Somebody want to speak on that?
He's a veteran.
Leadership. Not a problem. Leadership. We had no
knowledge.
We had no problem.
Right, so we can all agree that Bees is a vet of the game and he brings a lot. But what about the 16 other guys that just standing around doing nothing?
Everybody there for a purpose, man. They help us at practice. We get war ready for niggas like them. I mean, like
the reason we could beat up on them is because of them 16 guys that you see on that sideline.
So basically, y'all got a practice squad.
Yeah.
Y'all got starters and y'all got finishers.
We got
both. Y'all got both.
We got superstars, varsity, and we got JV.
Damn, Keith. Now, Keith,
I can have a beer because couple days
this is a non-drinking show.
They will be resting in peace. In a couple days, they will rest in peace.
We're gonna rest in peace, all right?
Look, they will rest. Listen, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna pour it out for these dudes. They front runners.
You're not gonna pour that out.
No, I'm gonna drink this.
You made a weak link?
Weak link.
Right at it.
Have you won an MVP yet? Talk to me when you get one.
Can we expound on that?
Talk to me when you get one.
It's 2 weak links.
2 weak.
This man,
both in here.
Anyway, hold it. Before you guys came in, this man told me nobody goes at him. Nobody goes at him. You just said it. We can roll and take back what you said. Nobody goes at you.
Slime, you coming at you, Slime.
Slime. You ready to come in? Dream was saying 4 weak links in here.
What's going on? You missed a lot of flags last game I was watching.
That's cool too. I don't know what you do in your bedroom, so I don't know what your score is.
Last time I got scored on. I'm waiting for an answer.
When's the last time you scored?
We beat you.
Game winning touchdown was on your side. No, we beat you. I was on your side. Stop it.
It was on your side.
Next week on the show, Flash is only at the top.
What on me?
We gotta go.
Right.
Listen, you know what's so crazy? He switched the offense.
Okay, well let's tone it down.
You want no more defense.
No, I switched the offense to better the line.
Oh,
so no Saints come on my side.
Oh, we gonna
you go get Kareem or whatever.
That's right. He gonna run his head.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is reminiscent of the WWF when Hulk Hogan was talking to the Ultimate Warrior, Mean Gene. These guys are war ready.
Somebody said Randy been the same.
Keith is part of the coach. I don't know what their battle cry is. I just gotta say it's gonna be pandemonium. If you get to the game, get there.
Get your popcorn ready.
Yeah, you heard it there first. Woo! And on that note, back to you, Randy. We're here. It's me, Blaine, and my Randy. Randy's back. He wasn't with us last week. We're joined this week with our guest announcer. She's going to be reading out the questions this week. Her name is Lauren. Everybody give her a warm welcome. Welcome to the show. Since this is a live internet show, you know, for copyright infringement purposes, we had to rename this section from Party Interruption to Back to Back.
Back to back.
Back to back.
That's probably still on right there too, but okay.
Hey, fuck Chris Brown. Back to back.
I thought it was Drake, but okay.
All them light-skinned niggas look like Drake, Chris Brown, Hulk Hogan, all them light-skinned niggas.
Yeah, that's what we do.
All right, so
Hold it down.
if it's your first time watching, me and my partner, you know, we take a series of questions and we just talk about it. You know, we got a little time limit where we get to comment on it and whatnot. You know, just give you our little feeling on everything. So with that being said, I'm gonna let you start it off and we take the first question from Lauren.
Rakim scores.
Who?
And Rakim scored a touchdown against FOE. It looked like ants dancing on the field. I don't know how you gonna take a damn iPad and film from 100 feet away, but he gave the young boy a juke and then he scored. I don't know who the hell it was, like they had blimp view in the drink, but the boy scored a playoff touchdown.
My problem wasn't with the touchdown though.
What was it with?
It was what he did after he scored the touchdown. I mean, you know, if the NFL was going to talk about Cam Newton for doing this and that, we should definitely think about finding guys for talking to dead people. This nigga walked off the field, walked 30 yards to the cemetery and just stood there and started talking to the tombstones. I don't know what the fuck to say about that. Rakim, I'm happy you scored. I'm happy you found a home over there with the rhinos, but man, you got some psychological issues with you, boy.
Yeah. Man, next trade, you got it.
Nose shutout.
Donuts.
Period.
Dunkin' Donuts. Period. And they wasn't even giving them out free on Monday.
Period. I mean, you talk, you gotta walk the walk, man. Earlier in the year, I told y'all when Johnny G played us, I was gonna shut him down. 0 catches. Chris came over there for a little bit, 0 catches. Man, they washed up like Larry Holmes, flabby and sick, man. I'll let you handle them balls, man.
You know, as a person that was actually in the game playing against these guys, I gotta see, man, they probably soft as wet tissue.
The boy Keith White from the Codegas said they softer than baby shit in the sun on the sidewalk.
Well, that's some soft shit.
That's what Keith White said.
And a couple of it stinks. I'm just saying, you know, I got a lot of respect for the nose on the whole, but Sunday, them guys was totally not there. I mean, as a whole, from 1 to 8 on offense and defense, they were slow, they were not physical, they were unresponsive. Man, listen, I don't even want to talk about it. They gave them a donut in the
But
playoffs.
before we move on, check out this clip. Yes, that's yours truly, Blade Brown. What the hell are you doing to Loke line in that picture?
Well, my defensive coach, Marv Losa, was screaming out to me, Loke's not a pass rusher. And I looked, I said, yeah, he's not. So he kept saying, kill him, kill him, kill him. So, you know, I said, you asking, you know, you shall receive. I was actually taking it easy on those guys. They were so soft out there, you know. It was no need for me to do what I did to Loke. You know, it's a personal friend of mine. I like the guy. But my coach said, fuck him up. So, hey, I fucked him up.
It's good. There you go. You have it. There you have it. Moving on next joint.
Chris doesn't shake hands.
What the fuck
I heard, I mean, they told me after the game, but you told me after the game you was 6 quarters in, so I didn't believe you. So I asked somebody who's actually reliable, and they said the bull, he walked off the field, didn't shake hands, bad sportsmanship. I'm gonna let you elaborate on that.
Man, listen. It was 7 seconds left in the game. Me being the sportsman that I am, I told my quarterback, we're going to take a knee. My quarterback, being the young guy that he is, wanted to go in and score him again. It was just that easy. But I said, no, you don't kick a man when they down. We're just going to walk off with it. I'm a sportsman, you know what I mean? We ain't got to do all that. I go to get in line. Here you go, this light skin shit. Chris Breezy walks over there, gave us the flag. He didn't even shake hands. Come on, man, we better than that. Listen, man, win, lose, or draw, be a man about mine. I'ma shake your hand. Because at the end of the day, we all blessed to be out there on that field, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you can't take it for granted like that. But damn, homie.
That's great. Well, there you go, man. You got it on Chris Breeze. We're going to move on to the next topic. Keep it rolling, man. Under an hour, man.
Upset alert?
Upset. I don't know if it's upset, but y'all talking about y'all ain't got this person. I don't give a fuck if y'all go get Tom Brady, AJ Green, Des Bryant. This week, the Warhawks, we going to kick the dog shit out of the Falcons. Point blank, period. Any one of y'all little young pricks that line up on me in front of the slot, I'm going to personally manhandle you. know what I mean? I'm gonna deal like that boxer out West Philly. You know what I mean? Then I'm gonna give you my number. Whoa. And then I'm gonna make you take the Kool-Aid and lick it off my finger. You soft sons from the bitches. I'm telling you like it is, man. Everybody will see on Sunday. I own y'all dudes, man. Damn. I'm just saying like it is, man. And after that Sunday game, y'all can be quiet in the mouse pissing on cotton. Period. Point blank period. Good, baby.
I mean, what do you say? How do you come back from that? I mean, we play these guys. I mean, he's sitting there talking like, they're not playing us. So, I was going to say to him, everything you do to my guys, I'm going to do it twice to yours.
Oh, I don't like them niggas anyway.
Oh, there you go. So, but no, I mean, realistically, we're not going to get into the excuses and say we miss a play. We're going to strap it up and we're going to come out to play. I don't give a fuck because nobody on your D-line can fuck with me. Let's keep that 100. You got the Richardson boys with their little dreads in their heads. I'll grab that nigga by the dress, slam him with the motherfucking ground, and piss on him. Right? Let Dave Butler, I'm gonna piss on him, Dave Butler. And then you got the other boys, the Giddens boys.
Yeah.
You got one of them,
Earn
and Ed, double E, whatever you want to call them.
Right.
Ern is the short, stumpy one.
Yeah.
And Ed is the tall, frumpy.
Soul glow motherfucker.
Yeah, soul glow ass nigga, man. Man, listen, you do what you got to do to my guys. I'm a damn sure do what I got to do to your guys.
Yeah, I mean,
next question. And they ain't even gonna be upset about it.
3 touchdowns, 4 catches, and 4 plays. But we gonna keep moving.
Final four prediction.
I don't predict shit. Next question.
I ain't predicting shit. I just know we gonna fuck them up. Our quarterback is either hot or he ain't shit. If he ain't shit, we gonna fix that motherfucker at halftime. I can do it all, man. I'll put the motherfucker and catch it myself.
I just want to take a sidebar real quick. I mean, I don't understand how your teammates play with you.
They don't like me.
You berate them, you put them down. I mean, you are possibly the worst teammate ever.
These motherfuckers don't like me, but I'm good. They need me. So it is. Fuck out of here.
He's the best fucking player on the team.
Yes,
it's Randy.
I've been.
He's the MVP. I mean, without him, there would be no war.
4 plays, 4 catches, 3 touchdowns. Try that.
Okay.
Throw that. I go Al Bundy be done.
I mean, you outbundied your fucking self. I mean, you know you got a new show now. What's the score? What's the score? I mean, listen, somebody in the audience screamed out, what's the score going to be? The score is going to be what the fuck it's going to be.
Yeah.
It could be 2-0. It's football.
I don't care if we lose 30-0. As long as Blade Brown don't score and Danny Johnson, I don't give a fuck. I'm playing to make sure Blade and Danny don't score. Anybody else?
You have something personal against me. I've noticed that over the last couple of shows.
Yeah, y'all talk the most shit. Now I don't be on the show to actually be the fisherman's outfit. But if we lose, we lose. It's because of the rest of the motherfuckers.
It's not gonna be
if you had 8 of me on the field, we'd be undefeated. But
And that's Leon, ladies and gentlemen. Leon.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, man.
He never threw an interception. His receiver just didn't catch the ball.
Yeah, they eat cold shit diamonds over their asses tight, man. I got ice water over here. Keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Lauren, what you got for me?
Ticket gate.
Ticketgate. What do you think about Ticketgate? Because I'm just telling you what I seen. I seen Ticketgate. Everybody know the boy Steve the Rocket Johnson was an old washed up pimp. He had about 7 charges down 35th. He used to have a Jerry curl. We're gonna show you the picture of that. But I think when he was going over there, he was working some of his old angles. Because he reminded me of the motherfucker. I'm gonna go back with y'all. Steve the Rocket Johnson is like sporty on Hunter. Always snitching and telling this shit. So he was over there, Keith VANDAWAY was over there, and they were only ticketing like the nose and Rhino's players. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell was going on with that. But I'm just gonna leave it around.
Well, I wasn't privy to the situation. I was playing at the time, and I noticed everybody was heading for the gates. It was like a mass exodus, and then they said they were giving out tickets and whatnot. So, I was under the impression that it was all kinds of tickets, parking tickets, what have you. I didn't know it was for expired stickers.
They on some. Yo, Bobo's, 18th and 100 Park, right off German's High Ave. Get your stickers for $25. Bobo's will help you out, man.
You got his number?
No, Bobo's, they ain't got no number. They illegal like a motherfucker. I know one thing. I'm enjoying this cold ass Corona over here at Mark's. We went to the other spot last week, man. Them beers was hotter than goat piss. Don't ask Blade how he knows about that, but I'm just saying, he said goat piss. But these joints over here nice and fresh. We got the chicks up in here, it's going down up here. We even got Grandpa Mo up in this joint. You know your grandfather, right?
My grandfather?
No, Mo a grandfather.
Oh, Mo's a grandfather?
Mo Monsanto's a grandfather.
Oh yeah, I knew that. He's also an asshole.
He's still making babies.
Did you know that he purposely scheduled his surgery for now so he had to play Sunday?
That motherfucker like Austin Powers, Kyle, he must have saved this shit at the bank or something. I used to make babies your grandfather.
He already has a new thing out where you can sell one of your testicles for $35,000.
He won't be back next year. We taking all us motherfucking players. Greg, holler at me, man. All right, so this is us. We here on Back to Back.
Back to back.
Anything you want to say? A little final word to the wise?
Hey, man, listen. One of us is going fishing this week.
And the loser got coming to fishing gear next week, right?
You buy the gear, I'll put it on.
I'm going to Toys R Us, I'm going to buy some bullshit. And I'm going to give it to Keith Vandaway so he can hold on to it because I don't want Blade throwing this shit away. Remember, if you want your game taped, you got to holler at Keith Vandaway. It's one flat fee, but if it's two teams, one team pay half, other team pay other half, he hook y'all up. He throw the stats in there, play your interviews, but you can't be a sore loser and not do interviews after the game, aka a couple of y'all nose dudes that stepped off. But good looking out, no witness for doing an interview with us.
Well, he didn't have a choice.
Yeah, he was gonna get the course, so you know.
He over there in the game, came drink some beer out of my cooler. You better do a damn interview.
Shout out to everybody that came through, Reams, Rance, Keith Vandaway, and Drax, you know Drax, he's from episode 1 with the glitter hookah. Keith White came through, Slime
Keith
Z,
White got ran.
Warriors came through, ran his joint. Rocket came through with a car full of white chicks. That's my man. Rocket came through with a car full of white chicks.
And an 8-ball.
Yeah, they had high weight and low self-esteem. Yeah. Shout out to Gene, whatever his name is.
What's his name this week? Akeem Salim.
He said his name Akbar and he got the broken arm. How you Akbar and there's two white people and a Christian painting on your wall? I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I don't know. I mean, you know, I don't understand it. You know.
Shout out to Rick Good. If he don't do shit, Brownie gonna curse him out, and then we gonna throw him under the bus. Fuck that.
Is Rick Good going back to the Seahawks next year?
There will be no Seahawks next year. They FOE. Right now they FOH. They're gonna be FOE.
Right now they FOH. Yeah.
I never played with Ern.
Oh, your guys are doing Ern.
Like I said, Ern I seen better arms on the chair.
So I got a question for you. Since we talking about Ern, is Ern starting at linebacker this week?
Well, here's the thing. My intake has been pushed back actually today, as a matter of fact. So I don't gotta do intake on Saturday. Yeah, and the paperwork went through in the fax machine. Yes, I'm about to bounce back. Yeah, I'm cleared to go. But like I said, if Rick Good come through when he came through last week, I'll be there at 2 o'clock.
Ladies and gentlemen, as usual, my partner just rambles and rambles and rambles on. We just got the cue from the studio execs. Yeah. Our time is up.
Shout out for who hosting this tonight, man?
We have X marks the spot.
X marks the spot.
On Stanton Avenue. Shout out to Rick for having us. Hey, listen.
Yo, the beer cold, the ladies
great.
Gorgeous, and it's reasonably priced for y'all broke ass dudes, man. But don't come here with them EBTs no more. Come here with EBT, I'ma smack the shit out your grandma. That's how I keep it real. They Stony Hancock, you know what I mean?
Stony Hancock.
And Blade Handjob, holler at you.